What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. It's episode number 51. And we start today's episode with Ben Godfrey coming to me and saying he's been reading some of the stuff people have been saying about him lately, and he wants me to give him another chance to prove he's the right man for the job. And I was like, Ben, I know you're feeling the pressure after we signed Ezri in the last episode, the special 30-minute episode number 50. Thank you, special, with the entire transfer window. Really hope you guys enjoyed that episode, man. As you can imagine, it took an absolute age to make, but you know, for so many years, and the vast majority of the years I've been on YouTube, whenever I've hit 50 or 100 in a career mode save, I think the vast majority, if not every save I've done, but certainly the vast majority, I've obviously done thank you specials for all the support. And even now, you know, we are approaching 10 years together on YouTube. So next month, I think it's the 6th of August, I think was my official start date. I would have been doing YouTube videos for 10 years. And, you know, when I sit down and think about it, it really is incredible to know how many of you guys have been with me for so many of those 10 years. And whether you only joined in this FIFA year, whether you joined a couple of years ago, whether you've been here since the days of John Joe Anderson and Michael and Gil and so on and so forth. I just can't say thank you enough for all the support so far and all the support you continue to give me as we approach a decade of being on YouTube together. It's incredible, and I hope that when I do those thank you specials, as long as they take to make, as much effort as they require to make and produce as well, I hope in some small way it shows you my appreciation for the support you've given me for, again, a decade of being on YouTube. I can't wait until the 10 years officially comes, knowing that I've still got plenty more years in the tank. Anyway, yeah, Ben Godfrey, obviously in the last episode, I went off on a tangent there. Ben Godfrey in the last episode, we signed Ezri Konsa. But as we know, Ben White, who also joined as well, he's the guy that's on the bench right now. So Konsa and Godfrey are going to be starting together for the most part. They started together in this game as well, including Ben Godfrey getting a start alongside Konsa against one of our former players. Of course, after after selling Mancini to Brighton, he would return to the Emirates in this one for our first game of today's episode on the back of the goalless draw against Crystal Palace, and on the back of the transfer deadline day as well. Taking on Graham Potter's side here. We've done quite a lot of business with Brighton over the years so far, and we fell behind early in the game, managed to get back on level terms then in the second half. Man, oh man, what a start to the season for this guy. Reece Nelson with goal number 5 already. Won the Golden Boot last year. You know he's motivated to win it again, but mostly he's motivated to put us in a title race this season for the first time in many, many years at the Emirates Stadium. And after we got the second goal for Reece Nelson, soon after, or straight after, actually, I made a substitution, brought on Willem Gobels for his debut for the club, and our new number 9 got a goal with practically his first touch. That's the way to introduce yourself, crossing to the middle, and the French forward released by Monaco, picked up on a free transfer, heads in to make it 3-1, and that was how the game will finish. You know, I mentioned, obviously, Ida was in the final year of his contract. I decided to cash in on the Irish striker. Gobels has already grown to 77 overall, like Ida was when we sold him to the Magpies. He's a year younger as well. That could prove to be a really shrewd piece of business there. So Gobels getting a goal on his debut, things you'd love to see. 3-1 the final score, back to winning ways, and what a start for the Gunners. Still undefeated to begin the campaign off. And so, second game of today's episode here, this would be the return. Yes, Arsenal back in the Champions League, our debut coming away in Austria against LASK Linz. As we know, our group includes these guys, CSKA Moscow of Russia, and also the big boys, last year's Europa League winners in the game, Paris Saint-Germain. We feel as though we'll be competing with them for top spot in the group. And I'll tell you what, I fancy our chances, and I'd back us of winning the group as well if this guy stays fit and continues to bang them in. Reece Nelson just can't stop scoring right now. He scored in every single game apart from one, I believe, to start the campaign off. Won it up in Austria, courtesy of our number 11. The 38 minutes in, Mikel Merino goes on a run, outpaces Smolov and drills it in as well. As we know, this season, since bringing in Konsa and Ben White, we've abandoned the project where last year we were experimenting with Mikel Merino playing as a ball-playing centre-half. He was fine alongside Ben Godfrey, but I do take the point, as some of you pointed out, he's kind of wasted playing that far deep. I mean, Mikel Merino is a jack of all trades. The guy can do anything, so there's no reason he couldn't play centre-back, but as a box-to-box midfielder, probably a little bit more beneficial to the Arsenal team. He scored our second goal, and whilst the Austrians would get a consolation goal in the second half, didn't really feel much pressure, so a win on match day 1, exactly what we were expecting and needing as well. If we are to top the group and pit PSG to first place, then we'll need to win against LASK Linz and also CSK Moscow, both home and away, because you know PSG will beat them both home and away. So that's the only way we'll have a chance of competing with Paris Saint-Germain for top spot in the group. And qualification is just the most important thing, but top in the group would of course be a great statement on our return to Champions League football. So yeah, a win there away in Austria on match day 1 in the Champions League group stage, and then taking on Spurs here for the third game. So first North London derby of the series. Obviously won at the first North London derby this season. Obviously last year we won at the Emirates and drew here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This was such a tough game. I literally could not break down Spurs. I was restricted to long range shooting, and oh my goodness gracious me. You know, I've mentioned before, long range shots at times can be quite hit and miss, pardon the pun, but to be fair, when they come off they look majestic. And what I really find the best the best way of getting a higher success ratio with your long shots in this year's FIFA is not blasting them from range, is not shooting from straight on, but it's shooting when stepping in from the wing with an inside forward and bending one towards the far corner. That to me seems to be the most beneficial way of getting long shots to find the back of the net. Bukayo Saka's second goal of this season, deep into stoppage time, was a contender for goal of the series, let alone the season. Stepping in from the right, shooting on that left foot of his and finding the top corner. Absolutely glorious. And again, that's definitely my one tip for you guys. If you want to score more long shots in this year's FIFA, don't shoot straight on with your advanced playmakers, but if you're going to do that, then bend one to the corner. Don't smack them. Always make sure you finesse them towards a far corner. That to me seems to be the best way of getting goals to fall into the back of the net from long range position. So yeah, big win there against our North London rivals as we get ourselves another win in the Premier League and remain top of the table to start the season off. And for our fourth game of today's episode, away at the King Power against Brendan Rodgers' side here, taking on Leicester in the Carabao Cup second round. Heading into this game here, obviously as we know, we've got a great record in the FA Cup, though less said about last season the better, but in the Carabao Cup we've never been past the third round. That's because I always field weakened sides for the games. Did the same in this one, but took the lead early through Casper Dolberg, the Dane getting his first goal of the season, then right on the stroke of half time. Wouldn't you just know it? It's like Football Manager, a player scoring against his former team. Harvey Barnes getting just his second start in an Arsenal shirt. And what did I say about bending those shots towards the far corner when stepping in? Wonderful goal. Yes, that a lot more central than Bukayo Saka's goal, but either way, lovely finesse effort into the top corner there as Barnes scores his first goal for the club against his former team. Just fitting. Had to happen, didn't it? So into the fourth round, I think it's the second round earlier there. Sorry, into the fourth round of Carabao Cup. We get to buy in the second round now. But that was the third round. Into the fourth round, we've got Plymouth Argyle at the Emirates Stadium. So a really good chance, to be fair, of reaching the last 8 of the Carabao Cup. If we can beat Plymouth at home, which, you know, touch wood, fingers crossed, we should be able to do, that will be the furthest I've gone in the competition thus far. In fact, I think it already is now, to be fair. So a great chance here of reaching the quarterfinals and possibly having, for the first time in the series, a run in the Carabao Cup. And so for the fifth game of today's episode here, fifth and final game, West Ham United, London Derby to take on David Moyes' side at the Emirates Stadium, aiming to keep our unbeaten starts of the season going here. And we took the lead very early on. Smith Rowe, one of our players of the season last year, getting our opening goal with his first of the season, making it 1-0. And then 29 minutes in, Luis Suarez with another Tariq Lamptey, already I think his second assist so far this season, floating one in, and there's the Colombian with the finish. Lovely technique into the bottom corner, 2-0 to the Arsenal. So great first half an hour in complete control, and I didn't let off either. You know, last season we had that incredible start to the season where we were scoring goals left, right and centre. I want that to be same as last year. We did sort of die down a little bit in terms of our goal to game ratio midway through the campaign. I don't want that to happen this year. I want to be one of the top scorers in the division, unlike we could do last year. And Lamptey with 2 assists in the first half. Bukayo Saka beats the last man with a body feint, finds the back of net for goal number 3. 3-0 Arsenal in the first half in complete control, and then 5 minutes after the restart, 5 minutes before the end of the game, still leading by 3, in complete control from first whistle to last. And I just had to put a bit of style on this fourth goal here. We've seen some sensational goals in the episode so far. This one not a long-range strike, but certainly one of my favourites here. Lovely little breakaway move from the Gunners to get up the pitch, and then, oh yeah, look at this from Gorbels for already his second goal for the club since coming in, both off the bench as well. Lovely team build-up, lovely team breakaway. Gorbels wraps up with a stylish goal pass. Former Toffee goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, 4-0 the final score, and Arsenal firing all cylinders to start the campaign off. 6 wins in our first 7, one of only 2 teams that are unbeaten. Top of the table, 15 goals, second highest scorers, and already only 2 goals conceded in our first 7 as well. The Gunners need to be in a title race, and as things stand on the basis of this start, we definitely will be. But that will end this episode of the Realistic Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for next episode of the Realistic CM featuring Paris Saint-Germain at the Emirates very soon.